This is it, the 15th annual Maple Hill Rod Run, where historic and significant street rods, custom and classic cars crowded the grounds. The event, hosted by the Veit Automotive Foundation, allowed visitors to tour acres of automotive excellence. It was a fabulous opportunity for those who have never seen the collection to absorb the beauty in elegance and style. And this event would not be complete without Vaughn and Chrissy Veit, who graciously host the annual event. They're on hand to answer questions and talk with all who attend. Some of the world's most magnificent and memorable cars have found a home in one of Minnesota's largest automobile museums. Consisting of several buildings of classic, street rod, and collectible cars, the Veit Automotive Foundation, located in Buffalo, Minnesota, offers a little something for everyone. Every year, Vaughn surprises visitors by selecting one of his cars to be the feature car of the event, and this year he chose the spectacular 33 Ford.
My wife and Nancy Bruss found this one in Hannibal, Missouri. Actually, a guy had a bunch of them shipped up from South America, and this car was built in Uruguay. And so the South American cars, the roofs are all infield. There's no cloth insert in the cars like the American 33s. Part of this car that I saved was the hood and the body. And the bottom 6 inches, everything was rotted off. Fenders were junk, everything. So everything we found and replaced since then to rebuild it. And it's got a small block Chevy. This engine cover is tune port, but the engine cover is a 53 Cadillac air cleaner that's been sectioned just to cover up all the tune port stuff. Electric water pump, power brakes, artillery wheels. These are Model 40s, so this one is WD-40. WD-40 blue with some blue pearl in the clear coat, and WD-40 red on the red, and WD-40 yellow on the yellow. It's not chopped or anything, it's all pretty much everything stock on the body. And other than the back fender has been bobbed 3 inches, and so that you can see the rear end better. Lincoln Zephyr taillights, the fenders have been molded so it looks like they've been factory installed because they're sitting up on pedestals that are made out of sheet metal. As you can see, this section, the bumper, the frame's been kicked in the back to raise the bumper up 3 inches, and 3 inches taken out of the fenders and the gas tank cover. So if you're back a long ways, you can see the rear suspension and everything on it.
Another big surprise for everyone this year was the opening of the Round Garage, which is the newest building in the Veit Automotive Foundation. How did Vaughn get the idea for a round garage?
Well, I just woke up in the middle of the night one night and I thought this is the way to have a car garage because it's easier to get. My plans are these are my ones I'm going to drive a lot, so I can head them out the door easy. It's easier getting them out of just in a rectangle building or a square building. So I went to a guy and had him draw up the plans and built it.
The construction of Veit's new showroom was started
just before the recession. And then that stopped everything for a while, until 8, 9, nothing happened till 11, and I finished in 11. So it took about 5 years. It's all about dollars.
The building is 88 feet in diameter, with a vaulted ceiling from 12 feet on the perimeter to 24 feet in the center, and will feature a 1930s-style old gas station connecting the older showroom to the new one. The round garage sets the stage for the automotive abundance found inside. Let's take a quick look around. Every vehicle in Vaughn's collection is a must-see, including this electric yellow 33 Ford Cabriolet Deluxe. Vaughn bought the car from the owner in Lake Elmo, Minnesota, and hauled it to Miller Rods in Colfax, California for Mike's magic touch. The car runs a Kugel frame and suspension with a 95 Corvette engine, EL60 electronic transmission, with a unique air-operated third brake light. Vaughn is a modest man who has a passion for cars, gas pumps, and interesting memorabilia. A car guy to his core, Vaughn has amassed a very impressive collection. The Veit Automotive Foundation was established not only to preserve his legacy, but also a rolling slice of Americana and a flexible space with automotive exhibits. All the cars on display are pristine show cars of the highest caliber, except this 1933 Ford three-window deluxe coupe. It's a good contrast that shows what some cars look like before the restoration process. This 33 Ford was found
sitting in Livermore, California since 1949. And it's got 39 running gear, and he's in the back end filled with concrete because he used to drag it at Altamont Dragway and back in the 40s.
The original Appleton spotlights and dual radio antennas are correct for the period. In contrast to the unrestored 33 Ford, here's Gracie, a state-of-the-art 1933 Ford four-door Model 40 deluxe show car. It was purchased new by two old-maid school teachers in Portland, Oregon. It had 69,000 miles on it when they stored it in a garage under their house. After passing through the hands of a few other people, Vaughn purchased it and sent it to Roy Brizzio's shop for the build. Let's take a look at the car now in various stages of the building process. It is the tried and true street rods that resonate most with attendees. This is a premier destination for motorheads, and to keep visitors excited, the museum constantly adds pieces making sure visitors return to see what's new. But it's the first-time visitors that are left with the biggest impression.
It's just awesome. Just awesome.
This is better than World of Wheels.
You could live here day and night and you never see it all.
Really nice. The gas pumps are just unreal. I didn't know they had that many. They're just unreal.
And everyone has a personal favorite car.
I love the California Kid.
This car, built as a 60s hot rod, was purchased in Turlock, California from Ed Haggerty, a famous Bonneville racer. The original California Kid was a chopped 34 Ford, but Vaughn likes 33s, so his is almost a clone of the original. The real California Kid was in Minneapolis for a car show years ago. The guy that owned the garage where the car was stored in St. Paul had his girlfriend make tracings of the flames, so this flame job is as accurate as you can get. The car runs a 396 cubic inch engine, 5-speed tranny, and Corvette rear end. The list of street rods and rarely seen cars goes on, but cars aren't the only attraction at the Veit Automotive Foundation. Ask spectators what else they like, and they'll tell you.
Gas pumps.
Gas pumps.
Gas pumps.
In fact, Vaughn has
I got 156 restored ones now, and then I think 30 or 40 more to restore.
When people visit and see 156 restored gas pumps, they may have a difficult time picking out a favorite. Vaughn has a difficult time picking out a favorite gas pump too, but says,
I guess my favorite one maybe might be that White Eagle in the other room because it's so rare. This pump here is one of two known to exist in the country. And I found a photograph of a brand new filling station in Iowa back in 1932 that was built. And that's how we copied that pump from that photograph. But really rare. I think they made 75 of them, and City Service got most of them. But it was a single product with two pumps.
Another interesting pump is this American pump model 101 with a 1918 attachment, converting it to a visible pump.
It's a visible now, but it wasn't a visible. It's about 1908. It's a 1919 Feckelstein conversion kit they sold. They'd cut the thing off and drop this whole visible thing out so the customers could see how much gas they're getting. Before, they didn't have any clue how much they're getting.
Visiting the Veit Automotive Museum is like taking a trip down memory lane, and Vaughn is often asked about the most important car and gas pump that he has in the museum. We all have our favorites when we visit, and Vaughn has multiple six-figure cars. But at the end of the day, the most important car here is the car you have an emotional connection with. That's what makes the Veit Automotive Collection so special. Vaughn has a personal connection with many of his cars, and Vaughn is particularly fond of this 1950 Chevrolet because it was his first car. It was owned by a Veit & Company truck driver and traded in at Hopkins Chev, where Arthur, Vaughn's father, bought it for $300. The first thing Vaughn did was strip the car of all its chrome. Then he proceeded to start the bodywork to the best of his ability. 2 years and $1,700 later, Vaughn completed it with the help of others. The car was sold to a guy named Frenchie in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, who trashed the car. But the story doesn't end there. Vaughn says,
I bought it back many years later for $2.98 in scrap value. And I hung on to it. Boy, I bought it in the 60s. I'd say I bought it back in the 70s. And it sat till 92 before I restored it. 2 times I scheduled it to be baled and made into a coffee table.
The Veit Automotive Museum is not only devoted to cars. There is an all-original 1957 Larson Thunderhawk speedboat that borrowed a few styling touches from the automotive industry and brought high style to the family runabout. The taillights are 1956 Chevy original equipment. At the time, trailers didn't have taillights, so the boat was plugged into the car and used its lights for traveling at night. From its sweeping sheer line that set off the fins to the motion stripes along the rear quarters, the design of this boat was proof that it could keep up with the times, yet not go beyond the limits of good taste. The big news of the boating community in 1958 was the all-new Falls Flyer, and Vaughn has one of these on display as well. This Falls Flyer, while a complete departure from the past, still retained the individuality of its predecessor. In its first year of production, it was available in black, both hull and decks, with a choice of white, yellow, or red trim. The 1958 catalog described the Flyer as having a keen sense of style, bold but not bizarre, modern but always graceful. Some may question this today, but this boat was another design that still commands attention today. Everywhere you look, whether you're in the round garage, the large showroom, or the carriage house, there are interesting displays and memorabilia. Automobiles and related collectibles are not the only significant aspects of Vaughn and Chrissy Veit's property. There is the McAllister Fieldhouse that was reconstructed as a horse barn. As you enter the grounds, you're greeted by the Chrome Commander, made completely out of car bumpers, which is a larger-than-life symbol of Vaughn and Chrissy's interest in horses and hot rods. The barn is a complete recycle of materials mainly from the McAllister Fieldhouse and from other buildings that were joined here to make Maple Hill Stables, home to American saddlebred horses that live and are raised here. The highlight of the Maple Hill Stables tour was watching Shimmy and her new colt, Mama. The American saddlebred is the personification of the ultimate show horse that traces its origin back to the 1700s. With their exceptional beauty and outstanding athletic abilities, the American saddlebred is beauty to behold. At the end of the day, the Veits hosted a delicious barbecue picnic. Friends gathered together to share the experience of a lifetime. A visit to the Veit Automotive Foundation Museum will conjure up the most amazing memories. It tells the story of America's never-ending love affair with the automobile, and so much more. Vaughn Veit made that connection long ago, and now he has a museum that embodies that spirit. This place will tell his story for a long time, and allow us to share in the stories and have priceless memories for a lifetime.